A leading cybersecurity consultant has urged the government and security agencies to utilize the viral nature of the internet to counter radicalization of the youth. Alex Kioni says violent extremism could be countered by crafting and shaping online messages that attract and resonate with the youth. Patrick Amimo has more.
Terrorism has emerged as one of the leading global threats, with governments making spirited efforts to stop its spread. A group of panelists shared views with delegates attending a regional conference on countering violent extremism. They spoke on how the internet has been used as a tool to recruit and radicalize the youth. The government has equally taken to social media to reach the youth by changing the narrative of extremist groups who are using the internet to spread propaganda and religious extremism. Experts opine the strategy needs to be fine-tuned.
The government measures could reach a much wider swath of youth on more engaging platforms. By using only religious figures as messengers, I think these efforts are short-sighted and they discount all other online influences that impress upon the youth and what they're after and what shapes their perceptions.
It was noted that though terror groups use the internet to recruit, they rarely coordinate their activities via electronic mail.
You notice they operate in autonomous cells, specifically to remove the need to communicate between cells. So that if you take down one cell, you leave the rest of the organization intact. So the coordination and communication role of the internet has diminished to almost nothing.
Curiously, terrorist groups have of late become excited to post videos of their activities on YouTube. Terrorists are now using cyberspace warfare to apparently cover for losses in the battlefield.
They've got 4 objectives. 1, they're trying to create fear, right? So that you don't want to go to the mall, you don't want to go to a dance hall, you don't want to go to a pub because you might come under attack. 2, they want to create uncertainty, right? About who should do what when. You have people running around not knowing what to do. And the third thing is they seek to inculcate in the general population a doubt about the capacity, competence, and commitment of the security services and the government to protect you as an individual. 4th, they're trying to make you feel vulnerable. Right? What does vulnerability do? You don't know whether or not to buy that house in Nairobi, really.
The internet has become the youth's best friend. They use it for social networking through creation of online communities. They also download videos and music and other attractive literature online. Agencies seeking to counter violent extremism have been challenged to use the power of the internet by shaping messages that resonate with the youth to cushion them from negative propaganda.
When you go online to some of these forums, if you're 50 years old and you're in a youth forum, there's a certain language and there's a certain lingo that you will not be able to understand. So if you're 50 years old and you're from law enforcement and you cannot even discuss what or pick up the lingo that is being used, you quickly stand out. And they lose interest in you and they actually block you. Utilize the viral nature of the internet by having your audience perpetuate the message, making the message positive and spreading it out to the youth. Then they actually pick it up and spread it amongst themselves. Let's also develop a process to continually tailor and shape messages to address the changing needs of the target audience. We all know the youth is very dynamic. The internet is very dynamic. It's changing from day to day. What might be hip today, tomorrow is gone.
This regional conference is expected to come up with a raft of recommendations that will inform policy on counter-terrorism. Patrick Amimo, KTN.